Hi besties, I've just come on to do Theme Thursday. I haven't got any frogs, but I do seem to have an abundance of green. Well, I like turquoise. Some people will say it's blue, but to my eyes, in the screen it looks blue, but to my eyes it looks green. My little Jacob Rubin over there, he's got his, before he went to sleep, he informed me that it's his green for go outfit because he's got little green cars and he's got lights, what they call traffic lights on. See little one over there, he's hiding behind his green cuggy and he is wearing all green. He's got pale green trousers on and he's got a green t-shirt and he's also got his hoodie on. And as you can see, Ella, Grace, is over here being quite happy. Look, and she's got a green onesie on and she has flowers with green leaves on her outfit. And they're having lunch. As you can see, they've got a few toys there. They've got a nice green pear each. They've got a jam sandwich, a little drink of milk. They've got some cucumber for health, and I've told them that if they eat their healthy food, then I will allow them to have a lollipop. And hers is green, look. Anyway, I also told them that I'd tell them a very quick story while they was eating their lunch. So here goes. You ready, babies? Two are asleep. The elder two are listening, even though he's hiding. The reason he's hiding, people, is because he thought he would tell Ella before she started her lunch, because we was having a discussion about frogs, that in France yes. And I said no, so he's sitting over there in disgust. He's got his phone. I think he's going to phone his Auntie Sue and tell her I was horrible to him and sent him to the corner. He was going to try and put his sister off by telling her what French people do with frogs. Anyway, I stopped him so he doesn't ruin his sister's lunch. Anyway, the little story. Are you ready, children? Everyone comfy? Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, in a wonderful little lily pond, there lived a beautiful frog. Her name, strangely enough, was Lily, and she was absolutely beautiful. She was the most beautiful of frogs. She was green and shiny, and she had the most sparkly eyes and the most wonderful tongue that could catch flies out of the air. But one thing that Lily didn't have was a husband, and she was so fed up of being lonely. All her friends had their croak friends, as boyfriends were called in frog language. So one day, as she was by the pond, she spied up on the bank, sitting on a rock, a very handsome prince. He had the most wonderful sparkly green eyes and the reddest of hair. He was so handsome, and she took an instant shine to him. He was the best, handsomest prince she'd ever seen, and she'd seen a number in her life. So, slowly, Lily hopped up onto the bank and walked slowly towards him. He didn't look very happy at all. He was leaning with his elbow on his knee and his chin rested on his hand. He looked glum and forlorn. Oh dear, thought Lily, I wonder what ails this prince. So she slowly hopped up and sat on top of his foot. He looked down and said, "Hello, beautiful little one." I think he said beautiful amphibian, but I could have said beautiful little one. Anyway, he put his hand down and he lifted her gently up and peered into her beautiful eyes. And right at that moment, Lily came over all of a sunder and felt quite strange inside, and she leant forward and kissed him straight on his princely lips. Now we all know that if a frog kisses a prince, the prince tends to be sick and spit out copious amounts of illness, because people don't normally like kissing frogs, and that is it, isn't it? That is the way it goes. But on this particular occasion, there was a flash and a bang and a pop and a whiz, and there, before her, stood the most handsome frog she had ever seen. He was as green and his eyes sparkled green, and he was wonderful. All of a sudden she understood what he was saying. He was speaking croak language. "Thank you for saving me," he said, "beautiful princess of a frog. I was adopted by my father, the king. But before that I had been bewitched by an evil woman who had turned me into a horrendous human being. And I was stuck like that, but the king took pity on me and took me in. And when I explained to him, he said, 'You'll have to wait until some beautiful frog princess kisses you then, my boy, before you can be turned back into a prince frog.' And sure enough, there had been times when he had shown that he wasn't quite normal like his other brother princes and princesses, like when they were sitting eating dinner and a fly would land on someone's plate and his tongue would dart out and grab it quickly, or when he seemed to croak harmoniously at the moon, and how he always wanted to be in water. It didn't seem right. But anyway, so now Lily and her prince, who was now a frog, happily strolled hand in hand back to the palace to do their best to inform the human beings that he was once more a frog and was more than happy to be married to Lily. And they did explain, and they did get married, and they had lots and lots of tadpoles, and they lived happily ever after. Now that's the end. Okay? Now children, come on boy, you're not that bad. Come on, you can come back over if you want. You want to sit over there and sulk, that's fine by me. 2 babies are asleep. Ellis is sulking behind his huggy blanket that Grandma made him. And I think Ella's going to get on with her lunch, in the vain hope that she will get to have her lollipop if she eats enough food. Anyway, peeps, that's my theme. Sorry we had no frogs. We had plenty of green, and we had a tale to tell. We love you. Bye from me, Grandma Kimmy. Kisses. And bye from the babies. Take care. We love you.